Most riders think cruiser means one thing: low seat, big engine, loud pipes. A guy who says he is going for a short ride and disappears for 3 hours. But cruiser is not one motorcycle, it is a whole family tree. A bobber, a bagger, a club-style dyna, a power cruiser, a Chicano lowrider, a metric cruiser, and a trike all live under the same word. But they are built for completely different riders. One wants comfort, one wants attention. One wants highway miles, one wants speed. One wants to keep an older rider in the game. So today, we are breaking down every cruiser style in plain English. And by the end, you will probably know exactly which one you are. Classic cruiser. This is the shape most Americans picture when someone says motorcycle. Low seat height, feet forward or slightly forward controls, long wheelbase, V-twin engine with torque you feel at 40 miles per hour instead of 9,000 RPM. Simple, clean lines. A riding position that does not require yoga to hold for 2 hours on a straight highway. The examples are everywhere. Harley Softail Standard, Indian Chief, Honda Shadow, Kawasaki Vulcan, Yamaha V-Star, Suzuki Boulevard. These bikes have been selling in America for decades because they solve a specific problem well. They make a 40-mile backroad Tuesday feel like something worth doing. Not every ride needs to be a performance event. The classic cruiser figured that out and built a whole category around it. It is not optimized for the track. It is not trying to win a spec sheet comparison. It is built for the rider who wants a low seat, stretched out comfort, and the sound of a big displacement V-twin at highway cruise. There is nothing apologetic about that. It is a clear set of priorities that has attracted riders for 50 years. The people who dismiss it have usually never taken one on a long, empty road with nothing to prove. Metric cruiser. The metric cruiser is the classic cruiser built by engineers who prioritize whether it starts on the first press over whether it generates strong opinions at a stoplight. Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and Suzuki figured out decades ago that American riders wanted the cruiser look and the cruiser feel without the ownership friction that some American iron delivered in the 1980s and 1990s. So they built it. The Honda Shadow, the Kawasaki Vulcan, the Yamaha V-Star, the Suzuki Boulevard, the Honda VTX. Cruiser geometry, proven engines, lower purchase prices, and no brand mythology attached to the bill of sale. Harley riders call them copies. Metric owners note that theirs started every morning without negotiation, and that the used market pricing is an argument on its own. Both things are accurate. The metric cruiser is for the rider who wants the low seat and the relaxed riding position, and does not have a strong feeling about where the engine was assembled. It is also the bike that taught a generation of American riders that reliability and affordability were not mutually exclusive with the cruiser experience, which is worth something. Bobber. Bobber here is where the family tree gets interesting. A bobber is not a smaller chopper. They come from a different instinct entirely. Post-war American riders started removing things from their bikes. Shortened fenders, stripped bodywork, everything the factory added that was not strictly necessary. The visual result is a solo seat, a minimal rear fender, a tight, clean stance, and a motorcycle that looks like someone made deliberate choices about what to leave off. The name came from the practice of bobbing the rear fender short. The whole aesthetic is about restraint. Modern examples include the Triumph Bonneville Bobber, the Indian Scout Bobber, and a long tradition of custom Sportster and Softail builds. The customer is usually a rider who has already owned something and specifically wants less motorcycle, not more. Then they spend a surprising amount of money arriving at that simplicity. That is not a complaint, it is just the honest accounting of what correctly executed minimalism actually costs. The bobber is subtraction. What comes next is transformation. Chopper. Chopper starts with a cruiser and then starts asking questions the original designers never intended to answer. Extended forks, stretched frame, raked out geometry that pushes the front wheel out front and leans the rider back into a longer, lower stance. More radical lines, often custom fabrication at the frame level. The look is dramatic on purpose. The cornering is deliberate and planned rather than spontaneous. The rider knew exactly what trade they were making when they ordered it or built it. West Coast long fork builds, Midwest garage choppers, rigid frame customs, pro street variations, and rat choppers that look like they survived something all come from the same root idea. A chopper exists because some riders believe a motorcycle should make an impression from 100 feet away before the engine sound even arrives. Bobber and chopper get confused constantly, and it irritates the riders who know the difference. The short version: a bobber removes things, a chopper changes things. One is editing, the other is rewriting from the frame up. And this is where cruiser culture starts getting genuinely complicated, because the next few styles stopped being about comfort or aesthetics and started being about something else entirely. Bagger. A bagger is what happens when a cruiser rider stops pretending they are not going anywhere. Hard saddlebags, a fairing, wind protection, highway capability. Sometimes a stereo, sometimes navigation, sometimes both. The Harley Street Glide and Road Glide are the core American bagger examples, with the Road Glide's frame-mounted shark nose fairing and the Street Glide's batwing fairing representing two different takes on the same idea. The Indian Chieftain and Challenger are the other side of that conversation. These bikes were built for long days on the highway, not just the ride to a meetup and back. The bagger rider is often someone who owned lighter bikes, discovered that comfort across distance is a practical requirement rather than a luxury, and made a deliberate upgrade. The bagger gets criticized for being too heavy, too loaded, too much machine. That criticism usually comes from riders who have not spent 8 hours in a saddle, watching weather building on the western horizon, while being genuinely grateful for every inch of that fairing. What separates the bagger from full-dress touring is degree, not category. The bagger is still recognizably a cruiser that commutes and day rides. It just also happens to be fully capable of more when you point it at a highway. And this is where cruiser culture stops being about relaxed riding and starts getting strange, because the next styles are where riders began asking what a cruiser could become if comfort was no longer the main goal. By the way, subscribe if you made it so far. Full dress touring cruiser. The full dress touring cruiser is the bagger after it finished packing for 2 weeks. Top case, passenger backrest, full arm wind protection, maximum storage, heated features, full audio, and enough luggage capacity for a long trip with a passenger who has opinions about what comes along. Harley Ultra Limited in older lineups, and current Street Glide Limited and Road Glide Limited models. Street Glide Limited. Indian Roadmaster. These are not designed to look dangerous. They are designed to keep two people comfortable across multiple states and multiple days without asking anyone to compromise. The Honda Goldwing belongs in this conversation as a reference point, but it is a luxury touring motorcycle in its own category. Buyers in the full dress market compare them regularly, which is worth knowing. This is the bike you buy when your passenger finally gets a vote and casts it clearly. Club style. This is the one most explainer videos skip, and it is the most important style for riders who take their cruiser seriously as a functioning machine. Club style is a cruiser rebuilt for real riding. T-bars or moto-style bars replace the wide sweeping bars. A quarter fairing or FXRP style fairing adds wind protection without touring weight. Better suspension front and rear, not for looks, but because the stock units are not adequate for aggressive street riding. Stronger brakes, a 2-into-1 exhaust that produces genuine mid-range torque gains, not just sound. The roots are in the Harley Dyna and FXR lines from the 1980s and 1990s. The current factory expressions are the Lowrider S and Lowrider ST. Indian Sport Chief is in the same lane. The club-style rider is not interested in looking relaxed on a relaxed machine. They want the cruiser silhouette and a bike that actually works. Corners with intention, stops in a straight line, handles a freeway on-ramp at highway speed without drama. This is the cruiser for the rider who knows what suspension sag is, what the correct measurement should be, and checks it. But then some riders started asking a question that should not have worked as well as it did. Performance bagger, king of the baggers, changed what people believe is physically possible with this class of motorcycle. Full-size baggers with fairings and saddlebags started appearing on road racing circuits with race-spec suspension, improved ground clearance, carbon fiber bags to cut weight, serious engine modifications, better brakes, and geometry tuned for real cornering. Moto America created a class for them. The Indian Challenger and Harley Road Glide and Street Glide ST became legitimate racing platforms. Watching an 800-pound touring bike carry a lean angle that most riders would not attempt on a sport bike is something that sticks with you. On the street, the Road Glide ST and Street Glide ST sit at the intersection of bagger culture and genuine handling capability. They are expensive. They weigh what they weigh. They handle better than their size suggests is reasonable, which is the entire argument for the category's existence. Power Cruiser. The Power Cruiser is the answer to a question nobody thought to ask out loud. The Yamaha VMAX ran a 1200cc V4, producing 145 horsepower, in a body built around drag strip proportions and muscle car energy. The Triumph Rocket 3 runs a 2500cc triple, making 167 horsepower and 163 foot-pounds of torque, available at 4,000 RPM. The Ducati Diavel puts Italian sport bike engineering inside a cruiser silhouette. The Harley Sportster S runs the Revolution Max 1250T at 121 horsepower, liquid-cooled, with ride modes and cornering ABS. These are not bikes for disappearing into traffic. The cruiser shape is real. The performance underneath it is equally real. The power cruiser exists because some riders decided that relaxed geometry and serious speed were not incompatible, and then spent years proving it with actual machines. Factory custom. The factory custom answers one specific question. Can I have the custom look without the custom project? Harley recognized what the custom market wanted and started building it at the factory. The Fat Boy, the Breakout, the Lowrider S, the Heritage Classic. Indian followed with the Chief Dark Horse and the Super Chief. These bikes ship with the visual language of customization already in the design. Specific stance, specific proportions, specific details that look like somebody made deliberate choices rather than ordering from a catalog. The buyer wants a bike that stands out in a parking lot, runs under factory warranty, has a dealer within range, and does not involve sorting out mystery wiring on a Sunday night. That is a completely legitimate set of priorities, and a significant reason these models keep selling year after year. Pro Street. The Pro Street Cruiser was built around one decision, made early, that everything else follows from. Wide rear tires, stretched out stance, drag racing influence in the proportions, low and dramatic from every angle. The Harley Breakout style builds are the clearest factory example. The riding dynamic requires more planning through tighter corners than a sport bike or a club style cruiser, which is not a problem when you understand what the bike is. Nobody buys a Pro Street Cruiser by accident. You buy one because you looked at it and decided that rear tire was the whole point. Chicano Cruiser. This is not a footnote. This is one of the most visually specific and culturally rooted styles in American motorcycling, and it deserves a proper entry. The Chicano custom tradition grew out of lowrider car culture in the American Southwest and West Coast and carried the same aesthetic directly into motorcycles. Low stance, tall ape hangers or swept back bars with significant pullback, white walls, heavy chrome, fishtail or swept exhaust, elaborate custom paint with real craft in it, flowing lines that make the whole machine look like it is already in motion while it sits still. Harley Road Kings, Softails, and Heritage builds are the most common platforms because the proportions suit the style. These bikes are showmanship, cultural identity, and mechanical pride in the same object. They are built to make the block look twice. Riders in this tradition have a relationship to the motorcycle that runs considerably deeper than brand preference or model year. Trike Cruiser. A trike is not what you ride when you give up. It is what you ride when giving up is not acceptable. Harley's Road Glide 3, Street Glide 3 Limited, and older Tri-Glide and Freewheeler models exist because a meaningful number of riders reached a point where the physical reality of balancing a heavy motorcycle at low speed, after a knee replacement, after a medical event that changed their balance, or simply after decades of riding that changed what the body can reasonably do, was the practical line between continuing to ride and stopping entirely. For those riders, a trike is the machine that kept the whole thing possible. That is the full family tree. A bobber wants simplicity, a chopper wants to be remembered, a bagger wants distance, a club-style bike wants to actually work. A power cruiser wants speed without apology. None of them is the wrong choice. They are all different answers to the same question. What kind of riding are you actually after? Drop a comment with the style you own or the one you actually want. That answer usually says more about a rider than they expected.